Hi guys, alright, we're back. My name is TheSirenSayz. Welcome back to my commentary channel where I speak about movie, TV, and soon to come books, and everything that I like, dislike, and the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything through it and in between those frames of media. In the last episode, okay, I did not say my full disclaimers. These people are not real, so if I have a passionate reaction or not so passionate reaction does not matter. Also, Tyler Perry, you conflicted me today. I am of two minds. Now, usually with Tyler, okay, I'm just like, you don't know what you're doing. And I still feel like that, you know. Like, the broad strokes, I still feel like that. But this episodes like these make people really happy. Like, you're going to see titles around YouTube of, I actually like this episode. This is actually really good. Here's why I'm not going to do that. Because Tyler has done this before. Tyler has had periods of, like, really weird, dumb episodes, and then he'll have an episode like this where all of the foolish storylines make sense towards the end and only like one or two of them are stupid. He does it all the time. Like, if you're having a very long form show, of course there are going to be episodes that are better than others, episodes that help make some of the mess make sense. So I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, this episode was great, but I did enjoy certain things. I did. So I'm gonna be fair and I'm gonna talk about everything that I thought. So Tyler, good job this episode. There were a lot of enjoyable moments, but there were also a lot of moments that I was upset, and we're gonna discuss that. Okay. So further disclaimers. I saw the comments. Yeah, I saw them. Thank you guys for commenting. Please continue to do so. I'm here for it, and I actually really appreciate how respectful you guys are in the comments, and I'll be seeing you guys' point of view, so it's great. Okay. Let's get into it really quickly. Okay, I forgot to say this, which is crazy, but once again, the attorney guy, I can't believe I forgot this. The attorney guy, bro, he just has common sense, and I really appreciate it. Once again, him and Bio are the MVP for this episode, so I'm gonna put this in the beginning. In the beginning is Zach and Fatima, but this is gonna be over it, okay? The attorney and Bio are the MVP of this episode because it's called common sense. The way he dismantled Q at every turn and said, you're going to prison. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. He didn't even really need to see Sabrina to tell her that it was a lie. And you know, I love how he called Logan out. And he said, remember when you were saving all those kids? That was great. But maybe you were just doing it for a come up in your job. And he was like, no, I wouldn't do that. And I'm like, I didn't think you'd do that either. But if you're willing to put an innocent woman in prison, maybe you just save kids for clout. You know, that's going to be the title. Saving kids for clout? Really, Tyler Perry? Because, and I know he was just saying, look, the same way you care for these kids, care for innocent people. Your job is to serve and protect. I know that's right. I know that's right. Got me all upset. Bro, he was brilliant though. I really loved that whole scene. I had to stop and clap at that scene as well, because Q needs to go to prison for years now. Tyler Perry, why is Q just getting his just due? Why were people idiotically listening to him this entire time? You even had his cronies saying, nah, it was just him and us. But somehow you got him to put the other people in there. Like, how does that work? Don't do that. Don't do that, Tyler. That was stupid. It shouldn't have taken this long. But you know what? It's fine, because it introduced this attorney guy, and he is MVP. So my favorite people this episode, even though he wasn't really in it, but I love what he said in the end there. Hayden, attorney, Bio. I just gotta love people who just say the truth. Bio said the truth, which is that Sabrina is way too prejudiced. Attorney said the truth, which is that Q is an idiot. He needs to be put in prison. And Hayden said the truth, which is that he and Gary are pathetic. And Gary needs to stop pretending and playing these games. Thank you, Tyler Perry, because I agree with that 1000%. 1000% I agree. Okay, So yeah, I forgot about that. I made the whole video and then the attorney guy just went back into my mind. How could I? No disrespect to this man, ever. No disrespect to this man. Love him, actually. Anyways, let's get into Zach and Fatima. Zatima. So first, in the last video, I did not talk much at all about Fatima and Zach because barely anything happened with them and barely anything happened here, but I did promise that I would talk about them here, so I'll at least do it in the beginning. Zach and Fatima. So I'll bring this up because I forgot to bring it up in the last episode, Daydreams I think it was called. Zach, you know, sort of hyped Fatima up, being like, wow, I don't know how you do it. I can't believe that you're still here, you know, after everything that's been going on with me and the baby mamas, right? And I was so happy that Zach said that because, you know, sometimes Zach loves to play the victim. Zach loves to act like he deserves good things. Not always, but you know, once he really gets used to the good karma that he's receiving, he just feels like he's entitled to it. And look, if you gonna be here, be here. If you're not. But like, I'm glad that he's admitting that like this is a lot, and I'm grateful that you sticking beside me. We need that, okay? As somebody who is no longer as a Fatima supporter, meaning that I used to be as a Fatima supporter, it's at least nice to hear him acknowledge that, hey, you going through a lot for me, and that's good. Good job, Zach. I appreciate that. But I do think it's funny that, like, you know, when she asked Zach, well, if it was me, would you? And he said, I don't know. No. And I'm like, I knew that. And this is why I don't really want them to be together. I know. Boo, tomato. I like reciprocity, right? She's done for staying, but she's staying. I think it just sucks that he wouldn't do the same. Or that it would take a lot for him to do the same. I feel like, you know how she stuck beside him and she barely ever broke up with him? I feel like even if he were to stay, he would have broken up with her, left, been gone for a month, then come back. Like, it wouldn't be fair and it wouldn't be equivalent. So I just think, you know, Zach, sometimes he be getting people that he don't deserve in his life. And Fatima and Preston are two of those such people, in my personal opinion. Anyway, since we're talking about them, they go to see his son, the old lady outside. You know, even she brings up that she can't believe that Fatima is with this nigga because she's not here for all this baby mama drama. And I'm like, see, even the kooky old lady is saying that she couldn't do this, but whatever. And that's what I want to talk about as well. Tyler Perry trying to be smart in these moments, it just ends up annoying me as a viewer because I'm like, so if everybody is gonna tell Fatima, right, Mrs. Robinson, this old lady, even Zach, everybody's saying, wow, Fatima, I can't believe you still here. You probably shouldn't be. It might end badly, but wow, how good for you. Like, why is it that me then, I'm supposed to ignore, right, the obvious messaging of just seeing Fatima's relationship and the people on the outside side-eyeing her for staying? I'm just supposed to ignore that and just ship them. How does that work? How does that work, Tyler? It doesn't work for me. Let it go. So, CPS will be coming. But then, apparently, because we didn't see it, but we just kept hearing noises of a kid shouting. And so they said, the lady was like, oh, he up there beating the kids, hey. And I'm like, good grief. So, you know, Zach runs up there. And even though Fatima tried to diffuse the situation, like, let's just call the police, let's just, you know, Zach had to run up on this nigga and beat the crap out of him, which is stupid. It's stupid. I know there are gonna be people in the comments who are like, what would you do if you heard the kid crying? I go find the kid and stay outside the door with him. Like, obviously we can't let him leave the premises, that would be kidnapping. But let's just hold the kid away from the abusive nigga. There were other things that he could have done that were intrusive without punching that nigga's head in. So if that nigga Zach goes back to jail, what am I supposed to do now? All y'all who be hating on Aaron because people die around Aaron. Well, Zach and other niggas be really involved with the court system and the police once they get involved with Zach. Okay. Anyways, he did something dumb. But then of course we're supposed to be disarmed because Zach didn't just beat him up, which is interesting. He didn't just beat him up because of his son. He beat him up because he got PTSD from his childhood, and Fatima's all ooey gooey for him, like, oh, it makes me understand you more. Oh, good grief. Whatever. If that hits some of y'all, it hits some of y'all, but it didn't hit me. Just my personal opinion. I'm tired of Zach doing some of this stuff, man. Like, I just don't be caring about Zach anymore. So some of these story beats just don't be mattering to me. So yeah. So we're gonna figure it out, the saga with him and his son. We're gonna see what's going on. Anyways, next. Thank you. Next. Let's just get into Sabrina immediately. Bio read her for filth. And you know, when when Bio said, my mother knew about you, she was going to sacrifice the big goat. I was so mad. I was like, Tyler, you about to get canceled by the African community. Stop it. You gonna reignite the diaspora wars. Stop it. But then he flipped it. And he said, I don't have 9 wives. There is no goat sacrifice. That wasn't even my mama. And he said, which is what I said in the last episode. See, I like when I say common sense and Tyler Perry decides to add it. Because, you know, sometimes Tyler don't be adding the common sense. But this time he did. He was like, you think that I don't like Maurice because I'm African and homophobic. I just don't like Maurice because I have certain principles and Maurice is against those principles. And that's true. Right? There are Christian people in the Rainbow Coalition, so it's not like, you know, so he's like, no, because he's like, no, like Maurice just ain't ish. I just don't like Maurice because he ain't ish. But you figured, right, you stereotyped Africans and you figured that was being homophobic. You know what? Go to court so I can get my money back. And then he walked out. I said, Bio, snaps, snap, hell yeah, but I was so proud of Tyler. I stopped the video to clap. I was like, thank God. Thank Almighty God. And I love how Sabrina had to sit there and just wallow in it and think about it for a second. Like, yes, girl, yes. Girl. Sabrina, I'm just glad that she got that wake-up call. And it sucks, right? Because Bio doesn't have to like Maurice. I think she needs to realize that, like, she needs to put some distance between her and Maurice. She does. Like, Maurice needs to change before he can get back into Sabrina's good graces, in my personal opinion. Not saying she needs to be with Bio, like, that's over and done with. She has way too many stereotypes. And you know what? This seems to be an issue with her. She had stereotypes against Calvin, even though I personally believe he's at least bi a little bit. That's the way he keeps acting. She had stereotypes towards Calvin that stopped her from being with him. And then she got with the big dong banker guy, and she couldn't handle that because she felt like he was a criminal because of all of his tattoos. She had stereotypes against him and it couldn't work out, right? And then with Bio, she stereotypes him because of what people said to her about Africans. She stereotyped him. You know, for being the nice one in the group, Sabrina tends to have a problem with judgment. She be judgy McJudgerson, Miss Patty Mabelle, like, girl. So yeah, Sabrina has a judgment problem that needs to be fixed, or she's never going to be able to be with anybody. She's not. And I think that, you know, I think she needs to fix that. It's like the only person that she doesn't judge is Maurice. And it's like, girl, the one person you should be judging and putting some distance between is Maurice. Okay? Like, you lost an African prince because you were being too judgmental. None of the stuff that you were worried about was even confirmed. But here you go. Bro, I ain't got nothing to say. Personally, nothing to say, bro. Anyways, let's skip forward to the bar because I want to talk about Sabrina just a tiny bit more. I'm gonna complain about Danny. Danny's next, but like with Sabrina, right? I think that Richie guy is from the Bros, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I'm wrong, but I think he's from the Bros, which is like the male version of Sistas, but worse. Yes, something can be worse than Sistas, and it's the Bros, which is why I really couldn't make it past however many episodes I watched. But I liked it that she was interested in him. Like I said before, like if anybody needs a new love interest, right, it's Sabrina. Like Danny doesn't need one. And even though I like Jordan, I don't personally think that Andy needs one either. However, if you're gonna force me to enjoy her with a new nigga, I guess I like Jordan. But Jordan seems to be a punk, and let me hold off because we're on the Andy section yet. But yeah, if she gets with Rich, that'll be cute. Please, Tyler, make something happen because I'm not in the Calvin camp. We need a new nigga. We need a new nigga for Sabrina. Okay. Danny, disappointment unending. Because I didn't remember the name of the club that Dumbo, aka Tony, asked her to meet him at, when she said that she was going to be there for Andy because Andy can't fight and she needs to protect her, I believed her for a few seconds, right? Until they revealed that that's the same club that Tony wanted to come to. And then she was like, oh, he fine as hell. And I'm like, Danny. And then the same breath, she's like, well, I'm off the market. I'm a girlfriend now. Preston's always been there for me. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't use him. I don't need her to play around with this. I really don't. Like in the end, when they decided to get a booth, I was upset because it looks like a double date. What's gonna happen in the next episode? What, Preston go walk in because he needed a drink and find Danny there on a double date? She dressed up to the nines, huh? Ombre on the lips, little bitty sitting high, completely gold outfit. Like why are you dressed like that? Why? It's a bar. It's a restaurant and a bar. You don't have to dress up to the nines for this restaurant and bar. I just really want her and Preston to work out because I put a lot of emotional stock in this man. If you wanted me to be over Preston, you should have gotten rid of him 3 seasons ago. By season 3, he should have been over and done with. And here's how you should have done it, Tyler, right? By season 3, when they break up, right? Then Danny has her halfway arc. She's a little bit different. She's a little bit of a different person, and Preston made her realize what she really wanted in a man, and it's over. I'll cry about it, but don't bring Preston back, right? For the most part, maybe he's just there as like a friend to Zach. Okay, right? And then you get Preston with a black woman who actually appreciates him and understands him. That's how you should have ended that. Not let them go back and forth for almost 7 years and then just introduce Dumbo. Now I know what could be happening as well. This is a test, see how much she really likes Preston. Like maybe when she finally meets a guy, like Dumbo, who seems to have everything in common with her and seems to be okay with her ratchetness, the same way Preston is okay with her ratchetness, but we're gonna pretend that Preston isn't okay with her ratchetness just because they don't have the same music taste, but okay. So fine, she could end up trying out Tony, Dumbo, aka Dumbo, and then she realizes that she doesn't need somebody who's the male version of her. That's not what she wants. She wants Preston. That's best case scenario. And honestly, that's all I can hope for. But Danny, you disappointed me. I can't believe you came there just to see him. You're going to see him every day at work. He approached you. You know where he is. You can see him at work. If I was Preston, I would be upset with this. So I hope Preston doesn't get to see this. Tyrone, you pissed me off with this one. I'm peeved, bro. Anyways, I was upset with Danny at this point, but there was a point where I was very happy with Danny when they were sitting down with Karen. So let's just get into that section. When Danny said, y'all need to stop inviting me over here if you don't want to get the real. If you don't want that, stop inviting me. And I agree. Can Danny be wrong with her takes every now and then? Most definitely. But does she at least call stuff like she sees it when she's not talking about herself? Because sometimes when it comes to herself, she be kind of delusional. Yes. When she's looking at other people's situation, she calls it like she sees it. So if you guys don't want her to talk, stop inviting her. Stop inviting her because you think that she's your friend. And then try to shut her down whenever she makes a little comment just because you think that she, girl, you be more, be nicer. You're that's not appropriate to say. Come on. Come on. You guys are grown women who be acting so childish and stupid. And yes, Danny acts childish and stupid as well. She does. But y'all love to call her out when she be acting childish and stupid. It's her turn to call y'all niggas out. That's in my very personal opinion. Huh? Okay. So I agreed with her there. I liked how she was asking all the tough questions with Karen. Because those tough questions needed to be asked, bro. I don't know, like, what Karen expected. Like, girl. So Karen apologizes to Andy, and I don't really care. I don't care. I feel like they should drop her as a friend. She says, did you hear her apology? It was a terrible apology. Karen needs to go to a retreat and come back as a better person. She does. Okay? Like, none of this. And this is what I was saying before. People were like, no, Andy shouldn't be friends with her. And I'm like, that's what I was saying. I don't know if I explained it properly. Maybe because I came from the avenue of understanding where Karen was coming from. And I said what I said. You guys are not changing my mind on that. But what I meant was, Karen has a point to be upset with Andy for choosing Fatima's side. Choosing Fatima's side and holding Karen accountable are two different things. Can we be real? All she needs to do is grab Karen, pull her to the side, right? And say, girl, this is not it. This is not right. This, that. But what does she do? Instead, she's like, well, you really shouldn't because he's in love with Fatima, and you really shouldn't because it... And it hasn't been working. It hasn't been working. Her just being blunt about what's going on with Fatima and Zach has not been working. So she needs to cut her off as a friend. She does. I agree with that. That's exactly what I was saying. But you're not going to tell me, oh, Karen is wrong. And as a friend, you shouldn't let your friend be wrong. Oh, okay. But when niggas are friends, they don't call out their niggas in front of other niggas. They call out their niggas in private if they call out their niggas at all. This is not to say that that's a better friendship structure. But you guys cannot tell me that if you have a best friend, you'd be okay with them picking somebody else's side just because of where their morality lies. Karen is wrong. She is. But Andy is still her best friend. So that's all I was saying. I think they do need to break up friendship-wise. I don't think Karen is a good friend. But I don't necessarily think Andy is a good friend either. Two things can be true at the same time in my very personal opinion. They need to break up their friendship. They do. So y'all saying, oh, Andy needs to call Karen out. They've been calling her out for years and ain't nothing been changing. So all that's left is for them to stop being friends. And what I was saying is, I don't care who initiates it. If Karen cuts Andy off, I don't mind, because that means that they're no longer friends for right now. And if Andy cuts Karen off, which will never happen, we've seen that Andy has actually had very good reason to cut Karen off as a friend, and she still has never done it. So that's why I'm saying it's going to be more likely that Karen would cut Andy off. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying that Karen is completely right in all areas and Andy is the terrible one. No. I said that their friendship is uneven and messy and they both need to separate. And Karen ain't ish and Andy is dumb. All of that is true. So that's what I was saying about that. Alright. So they confront her and oh my god. So she calls Aaron over and they break up. Tyler, what is this? Huh? Having Aaron be the dumbest he's ever been in this entire show. Talking about, oh, I saw 99% and I thought that meant the baby was mine. You expect me to believe that Aaron is that stupid? You expect me to believe that? Tyrone Perry, you're pissing me off. I'm getting pissed off. Oh, I'm so upset because this is stupid and I hate it. Now their breakup is another topic. I'll speak about it a little bit later on in the video, just a little bit. But Tyler Perry played with my intelligence like, oh, he was being really dumb. He didn't read everything. What? Tyler, I don't appreciate this at all. I don't appreciate it. Absolutely horrifying. Okay, so they broke up. How do I feel about it? I'm annoyed. Karen is also one of the other ones that I don't necessarily think needs a new love interest. She could get one, but she is not in the mental headspace for anybody but Aaron. Let me explain what I mean, right? She would have to change and become a different person for me to be open to her being with somebody else. Because right now, I don't really care to see her with anybody. I really don't. She's crazy. I need her to fix her mental. But in a perfect world, Tyler would have tried to make the writing make sense with her and Aaron and make it work. I think it's so interesting how, she cheated on Aaron with Zach. And, in the breakup, it's all Aaron's fault. It's everything that Aaron did. And I know there are about to be some Aaron haters in the comments talking about, she had to kill somebody in her apartment because of Aaron and his crazy wife. Like, that's his crazy wife. That's not him. Obviously, from what we can see, Aaron is not the one who initiates stuff like that. If you're here for the contrarianism with Zach, keep the same energy with Aaron. I said what I said. Because Zach been doing a lot of terrible stuff, but y'all love to duck and hide from those things so you can blame Aaron for everything. That was his ex-wife's family, not him. He's always been there to defend Karen, so please stop. Please stop. All you guys can say is the girl who came up at the salon. Fine. But to me, that girl coming up at the salon and messing stuff up is the same as her going for Zach as hard as she can, constantly for the last 2 years. Brilliant, huh? Brilliant? Whatever. I don't care about this breakup. I was annoyed. I was like, ugh, whatever. Like, Karen is just getting less and less and less and less and less interesting as the story goes on. And I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know why Tyler's doing that to her. Fix it. Fix it, Tyler Perry. All right. Let's get into Andy really quickly. So, Andy is going out on a date with this guy named Jordan, who is friends with Rich and Tony, aka Dumbo. Here's why I said Jordan's not about that life. So at the end of the episode, Hayden said that him and Gary are pathetic. I'm sorry, is Hayden becoming like one of the best characters? I don't know. But when Hayden said maybe you should be worried about who she's seeing, and Gary was like, I ain't worried about nothing. Gary is a horrible person, he'll do whatever it takes to dismantle any man who will be coming for Andy, so I really don't think Jordan has the gumption to deal with Gary, which is why I want Robin to come back. But I will say though, Jordan is cute. If I have to get used to somebody who's not Robin, Jordan is cute. He's really cute. But he can't handle Gary the way that Robin could handle Gary. Robin handles Gary very well. I don't think Jordan can handle Gary, in my very personal opinion. Okay, it's a personal opinion. I don't think he can handle Gary very well. So here's why I say that, right? Tony and Rich say over and over how they had to drag him here. And I know you're like, they only dragged him here because he didn't want to go through that catfishing thing again. Yeah, but it also shows that he's not very persistent. This is only his second date. So you have one bad online date and that's it. He doesn't seem to be able to stick to something very well. So I don't think he can handle Gary, which is why I feel sorry for Jordan. I don't know if he's going to be able to weather the storm. So like I said, get Gary off my screen and bring Robin back on it. I miss Robin. I want Robin back because I don't think Jordan is going to be a good enough replacement. Robin had a sort of like suave, just made me love him every time I saw him on the screen. Like, Jordan is cute, but he's not a good replacement. I'm sorry. I know he got money, and he's not ugly, so I don't hate him, but I miss Robin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jordan. I hope you're okay. But yeah, so I saw an interesting thing in the next episode where he wants to take it slow because stuff that get hot too quick burn out fast. That's a very interesting thing. So, Jordan, I'll give you that. You're gonna bring in an interesting plot point because we know Andy is a bunny. She'd be like, hopping over dicks. So I'm very interested to see if she'll be able to stick to that. We'll see what's going on. But yeah, please let me know what you guys think down below. This is about it for now. I really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as well, and I spoke about what I didn't enjoy, but it was a decent episode. However, I hope that some of the things I saw starting do not start, while other things that I saw starting, I hope they do start. We'll see. Please put down your thoughts and opinions down below, and if you like this type of content, please subscribe. I also have a Sims channel where I play The Sims. I'm a lot calmer on that channel. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Have a great weekend. Goodbye, my sires. Sue.